In this video, I'm going to show you how to fit a vertical blind. But first, let's take a look at what you actually get. First of all, this is the headrail, the main piece of it. In addition, you get your louvers, you get a wand, two different types of fixing bracket. These are for top fixing and these are for face fixing, but more of that in just a second. You also get your stabilizing chains, your hangers, and what you need to provide is a drill with the appropriate size bit, a metal tape measure, a crosshead screwdriver, and also a pencil. Now let's take a look at those brackets. So let's explain the difference between these two types of bracket. This one is a face fixing bracket, and they mount up here in front of the window recess, and that's if you want to have your blind in front of the window. The other type is a top mounted bracket, and those are intended for fitting up here when you want the blind to be inside the window recess, and that's what I'm going to be fitting now. So let's show you now how these brackets actually fit on. If we take the headrail, the face mounting brackets simply clip on to these two little channels here, and then you can tighten up that screw. The other sort, the top mounting brackets, simply click on like that. Now, when we measured up for the blinds, you may remember that we made reference to things that might get in the way of the blinds, such as handles and locks. So now it's time to measure how far any obstructions actually stick out. So I'm going to use my tape measure here. It looks like it's about 3.5 centimeters in this case. So I'm going to make sure that the back of the blind is at least 4 centimeters from the frame to avoid snagging on these. So you need one of your hangers. I'm going to measure up at the head of the window, position my hanger so that the back of the hanger, which is the same depth as a louver, is 4 centimeters from the frame. And then using my pencil, I'm going to make a little mark. So now we know how far out the brackets want to be. We're going to take a note of that measurement and repeat it along the head of the window. Now, two things to mention. First of all, the end brackets want to be roughly 5 to 10 centimeters from the end of the recess. And depending on how long your blind is, you want to make sure that all your other brackets are evenly spaced. So let me put these measurements up here, and then another one up the other end. So the next stage is to drill our holes. Pop in the plugs. Now, if you're using the face fixing brackets on wooden window frames, you can fix them directly into the frame itself. Now it's time to fix up the brackets. Now, it's probably tidier to have the thumb tag at the back. So now it's time to actually fit up the headrail. Remember back to when you ordered as to whether you want the louvers on the right, the left, or split. So click it in at the front and then push it at the back and it clicks into position. And then the last one. The next stage is to fit the wand, which you slot into the channel there. And if you have a transit tab in your fittings, pull it out. And then I'll use the wand to rotate them 90 degrees, ready to receive the louvers. So now it's time to fit the louvers, and this is when you need the hangers. Now take note of the fact that these are not symmetrical, and the way around they want to be is so that these two bumps point up when the louver is in position. Another very handy tip for you is keep the louvers in the packet that they came in. And what you need to do is switch these around so that they are the right way round and just post them through so that when the louver is upright, the two little lumps point to the top. And then you can post each one in place without them all getting tangled up. So now it's time to actually fit the louvers. So carefully take them out the packaging. And then we're going to hang them up one at a time. And the knack for doing this is to push them up and then down into position. And the final stage is to attach the stabilizing chain. Now I find it easiest to spread out the chains and separate them to stop them getting tangled up. And here's the easiest way of attaching them. If you bundle up your louvers together, click one on at a time, and then let go of it. This will help you make sure that you don't miss any out or get them in the wrong order. Otherwise, you could get to the end and find you've got one left over. So that's the front done. Now repeat the same process for the back chain. So with that last one put in place, your blind is ready to use. Taking the wand, use it to move the louvers across, and if you twist the wand, you can change the angle of each one. And that is how you fit a vertical blind.